Hey there, in this video we're going to demonstrate how to use the EventOn calendar plugin that your website has in it, or at least I'm assuming that your website has in it because you're watching this video. I'm demonstrating all of this today on the Sangaree Christian School website, and they actually have the plugin set up two different ways on their homepage. We have this set up right here with these cards. When you click on it, you get a little bit of info. And then also they have a calendar which has a completely different layout. Gives you the same information but just looks a little bit differently. And so I'm going to show you a few things related to this, point you in the way of some other documentation, and get you on your way. So let's just talk about adding events first. So from the back end of your website, the back end of your website is going to look a little different than this if this isn't your website. You're going to see a section for events. And so if we click on there and we want to add more events, which we do, let me show you how to do that. So in this particular calendar, they're adding birthdays of kids and different days, right? So let's just sort of stick with the theme, and we're going to add a new birthday. Show you how to do this. Just so happens my birthday is coming up, and so we're going to do that there. Here's a description. It'd be nice to put a description. It fills out the event really good for you. Like this. And you can put as much text in here as you want, so I'm just going to put some placeholder in there. Now scrolling down here, we have some event details. I've never used an event subtitle. You can. I don't even know what it does, but I've never done it. But the time and date, this is pretty important. Let's just call it an all-day event because my birthday does happen to land all day, and so it'll be on 11/1. If you do an all-day event, it doesn't matter what you put in here for the times. If it's not an all-day event, you would want to put a specific time in here. So, for example, if we're going to change this up to Greg's birthday party, and it's going to be at 5 p.m. and it'll go until 7 p.m. Not an all-day event. We'll go ahead and do that. Hide end time from calendar. I normally don't turn that on. In fact, I don't ever turn any of those on. If it's a repeating event, which in this case it technically is, because it happens every year, so gap between number of repeats, you can set it to repeat as many times as you want. So if it's every year, it doesn't really, that's 5 years out. Location and venue. This is kind of a cool feature that you can add all of your location information and it will generate a cool little map for you. On this site here, we don't have any locations saved yet, so let's go ahead and create a location, and we'll create it for this particular school here. Let me grab their address real quick. Oh, wait. Here we go. So you'll put this in for your locations. We'll hit add new. And then turn that on, and it's going to generate a map for us. Organizer, don't use. I never even really change this up, but you could experiment with those to see if you like some of those effects. And so that's all on the left-hand side. Now over here on the right-hand side, again, it's up to you if you want to use tags or categories. So here's birthday category, type 2 category. You're probably not going to use post attributes. You're not going to use. Now event color, we've chosen 4 colors for this particular school because they all match sort of their brand. Another thing you can do too is add an image that will show up for the event. Let me show you what that looks like real quick. You're gonna choose an event image. Got one here. I'm just dragging and dropping in here. So now we have an image, and really at this point we're ready to publish it, unless you wanted to choose a different color. And let me just choose a different color, and I'll show you what that does. We're going to go ahead and publish this, show you how it looks on the front of this site. So if we scroll down here, you notice it's just October. Let's click over to November. It's going to pull in Greg's birthday party. When we click on that, nice image, nice description. And oh, hey, wait a minute, it didn't show my map. And that's probably because on this site we did not add a Google Map API. That's something that we take care of for you, but we'll make sure it's there. But you can see that this looks pretty nice. Now, if we click over onto the calendar, same thing. It's just going to give me this drop down like so. Okay. So really, really easy to add events. Now let me give you a quick shortcut. Let's go back out here to events, and let's just say that you're going to do a lot of birthdays like you are on this particular site right here. You can duplicate these events, and it's going to duplicate all of the information with it, and then all you have to do is come in and change it. So Michelle's birthday. Join us in celebrating, you know, and then I'm going to change this from a party. Oops, kind of got carried away. So, you know, November, well, it's not school day. Like so. Repeating event, it still is. It's yearly, every year. It saves your location. It keeps your image. You might just want to change the color so that you get a nice little varied color pattern. And then when you publish that event, you'll see that that was obviously a lot quicker in publishing the event than before. Now we skip forward November, and boom, now we have 2 of them. So that is another way that you can actually publish stuff. Now, the plugin that we're using is called EventOn. And right here, I'm going to link this in. This is the documentation guide for the whole plugin. There is just tons of stuff you can do with the plugin, way more powerful than anybody that we are working with is going to use. But I will make sure that you have this documentation in front of you. So after you look through the video, after you've taken a look at documentation, if you still have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. We are here to help.